right, so again, once you get all your typography done for your cards, you're going to come down to logos, go here. And I want to put the Microsoft logo right up here in the upper left corner, so I'll zoom in on that. Go to my black arrow, File, and Place. Inside the Xbox Scribble Cards folder right here, I've got the Microsoft logo, and it's a PNG file, which is a web-based graphic that has no background to it. So I'll click Place. And you can see right there, there's no background to it. So I'm going to start near the upper left, click and drag out. We'll put the Microsoft logo right in there. Okay, but when I click outside with my black arrow, that logo is really hard to read on that background. I want the logo to stand out. So what I'm going to do is click outside, hit D for default colors, and now I click on the black stroke, and I'm going to hit the question mark key for no black outline. And right underneath my type tool are my geometric tools. So I'm going to go to the rounded rectangle. I'll start above the card, and as I click and drag, I've got these nice round corners to this rectangle. If you don't, you're probably going to see something that looks more, let me set this up, like this. Just a little bit of rounded corners like that. Okay, so as you are holding down the mouse, you hit the up arrow key on your keyboard. And that'll make your corners nice and round. As you are holding down the mouse, you hold down your space bar, and now you can move your mouse and reposition this object right around your logo. The object is too small, so I'm going to let go of just the space bar, continue to pull my mouse, and we'll make a little bubble right around our Microsoft logo like that. Obviously, that's going to cover the logo because that's the last thing we just drew. So you can go to Object menu, rearrange the stacking order of your objects, and send that to the back of the layer. And now I can easily read the Microsoft logo. Great. Now, if you want to put any other information on here, you can. One of them is the Xbox Live. You can either type it out, or you'll notice here if I go to File and Place, I have an Xbox Live logo right there. If I click Place, I can click and drag, and that's got a big white box around it, which in this case looks kind of stupid. Plus it goes right over this guy's face. So let's put it over here. And I'll take my free transform, click at the top so I don't distort it. We'll bring this down a little bit. Okay, I can have that go right off the edge. Got a nice little white indent into the box, which looks kind of cool. Or I can rearrange my type and put it above 3 months, Xbox Live for 3 months. Whatever your design is, you can do whatever you want to it. Okay? But if you don't want a white logo, you can't do that here in Illustrator. I have to delete that. Okay? What I have to do instead is go back down into Photoshop. Now I go to File and Open. On my desktop, I'm going to find my Xbox card and find Xbox Live right there. Okay, and the way Photoshop works, any JPEG is going to be a flat background layer. This is a JPEG. Okay, background layers usually come in as white boxes. So in order to get rid of the white, I have to double click on the word background. We'll just call that layer logo. The second tool down on the right on my toolbox, since I have a 2-column toolbox, right here is a little pop-up arrow and go the 2-column toolbox. Press and hold, and I want the magic wand. All I have to do is click on white, hold my shift key. Click this white in the B, shift click this white in the B, and shift click the white wall. And then on my keyboard, since it's not a background layer anymore, I hit the delete key. Now there is no background to this logo. So all I have to do is go to File, Save As. We'll save it in the same Xbox folder, but I'm going to call this Xbox Live Photoshop file, which allows me to keep layers. That's the trick. A Photoshop file with layers. We just have no background layer. And I'll click Save. If you get this little warning, just click OK. Now I can close Photoshop right up there on the X. Click at the top to come back to Illustrator. I'm on my layer. Logos go here, and I will go to File and Place. Now I take the Xbox Live Photoshop file, click Place, click and drag, and there's no background to it. Okay? So I can do whatever I want with that. We'll just pull this down a little bit more. Now the problem is I can't really read the word Xbox too well. Okay, so what I can do with this is go to Effect menu, Document Raster Effect Settings, and I want to make sure this is 300 for the resolution, so I get detail in my logos, and anti-alias for blank spaces around the logo. I'll click OK. And now I can come right back to Effect, and let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have up here. Stylize, there we go. Outer glow. I'm going to turn on the preview. That doesn't really show up at all, so let's set the mode to normal. I want a black glow around it. Let's set the opacity up to 100. Turn my preview off and turn it back on again. That kind of helps a little bit. But the blur is how blurry this is. So instead of 0.07, I'm going to highlight the 7 and type 3. Turn the preview on and off. And that helps define it. Even that little bit of blur helps define the edges of my type. That's great. I can read it all. I'll click OK. Now, Xbox Live, remember that underneath that, it should say Xbox Live Gold Membership. Okay, so to kind of cheat a little bit, I have already figured out the words 3-month, and remember we use the appearance panel to put that outline around it. So I can just hold my Option key to make a copy when I let go of the mouse first. Then I take my type tool, highlight my type, and in all capital letters, Gold Membership. Go to my black arrow. If I'm dealing with type, Command T for type. And we'll see right here on the size, we'll make that go a little smaller. See if that's even readable at a smaller size. I think it's okay. I can still read that pretty good. But since it is a gold membership, I'm going to zoom in, highlight the word gold, and then I have to go to my appearance panel. Okay. Right here, it says gold doesn't have any color to it. But when I click that and click yellow, let's see what that does to my type. Click outside, doesn't do anything. Okay, so what you have to know is you can't highlight it when you do it from the appearance panel. This word is connected to the whole thing. So if you wanted to change one word, you'd have to make 2 copies of this. So I hold Option, make a copy. With my type tool, I highlight the word gold and delete it right there. I highlight the word membership up there and delete it there. I got to do it word by word. So now I can put these two next to each other. Put them right down there. Click on the word gold. There's my fill. If I click on the fill, I can mix a gold up here on my color panel. Go like that. And now I have a gold membership. Okay, what you want to do though is zoom in and make sure that these read straight across from each other. The way you can do that is select them both, and right up here is an align panel. I click that, and this button right here vertically moves them up and down so the bottom edges match. And now gold lines up perfectly with membership. Awesome. There we go. My Xbox Live Gold membership. Okay, design whatever you want. These are your cards. Be as creative as you want. Okay, you can take the Microsoft logo, shift click on the price, hold shift and drag this, hold shift and drag this. Then you just drag them over to the next card. Notice how they go all over the place. So after you start to drag, you hold shift, and that forces them straight across the page. When you get them where you want the copy to be, hold shift and option key and let go of your mouse first. There's my copy. Now obviously 3-month isn't going to work because I put my little white icons at the bottom. So now I can experiment. Remember, this is going to be a 6-month card. So maybe I'll pull my type up out of the way for a second. Take 3-month up out of the way. I want this to be 6-month. And we'll put C back for details underneath there. Maybe this information right here is going to go right in the middle. Xbox Live Gold membership 6-month. Now let's take all of this block. We'll pull it down into that corner. Oops, forgot the word gold. Let's get this out of the way. Select it all. And let's move it down to there. People read left to right, so I want them to see that 6-month right there. And maybe we'll take our text right up here for now. Hold my space bar and come back over here. Remember, your 6-month card is going to be $39.99. So I got to go back to my type. Highlight 24 and type 39. There we go. Because I've already formatted all the rest. Bump it away from the edge there. Let's see my type right here. My 6-month card says this information. It's a little bit different than the one from before. So I highlight it, edit, and copy it. Click with my black arrow so I deselect my type. Hold my space bar for my hand tool and we'll come back over here. Now with my type tool, I highlight this text. And here's how you can tell you're ready to highlight. I'll just move this up so you can see it. Okay, when you have your type tool, if you see a box around your type tool, do not click and drag, because that's basically telling Illustrator you want a new box for type. I don't want a new box. I want to highlight this type. So as I approach, notice the box will disappear from my cursor right there. Okay, when I see only my cursor, not the box, I'm ready to highlight my type. And now I just go to edit, paste, and now I've got new text. Okay, in order to match, I'm just going to click on this type over here for a second, Command T for type, and that is 15-point Arial bold. So now let's click here. Went back to myriad, so let's change that to Arial. Let's change the style also to bold. And let's make the size 15 points. So they kind of match. Now when I bring that down, I don't have room for it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my white arrow. Remember the right side. I'm going to click outside, just approach the right side right there. Hit my left arrow key and nudge that back over. Keep hitting my left arrow key. Let it catch up to me here. We'll make just a skinny vertical box. So I'll hit the left arrow key a bunch of times. Bring this back into the edge of the box there. Now I take my white arrow, click on the bottom edge, and hit the down arrow. And we'll bump that down like that. Okay, take my black arrow. I can have that text go down in here. Do whatever you want. I can make that text instead of 15, make it 14 or 13. There we go. So now I have Xbox 360. It's a little more readable right there. And feel free to design this any way you want. Like, I don't like the words Xbox One and, because that's the longest line right there. So I can highlight just the word and type in shift and the number 7 for that little ampersand symbol there. Then it looks a little more even right here. Okay, that's what I get for 6 months of $39.99. But I've got a lot of extra room right here. And since I'm selling Xbox, I can also go to, let's see, we'll keep it on text. File and place. I have also given you more than what I need to give you. So I've given you an Xbox One system. There's another system with no background. Here's another system that's black. Here's another system that's white. I've also got Xbox 360 logos, Xbox One logos, whatever you want to put in there. But I'm not sure who's buying this card if they have an Xbox One or 360, so I don't want to put those in there. But I kind of like this system. So I click place, click and drag, and you'll notice it's got an ugly white background. So I would have to go back in the video, review what I did with the Xbox Live to cut out the background, and I'd have to do the same thing here. I don't want to do that right now. So if I go to File and Place, I also have, I believe, PNG files. So let's see if I have a system here. There we go. Xbox One, PNG. Those are files that come in with no background. So I'll click Place. Click and drag right there. We've got a little Xbox system for the Xbox Live. Alright, that looks pretty good. And again, feel free to design however you want your 3 cards. They each have little bits of different information. 3 month, $24.99, 6 month, $39.99, and the 12-month card over here, that's your information right there. It's $59.99. Okay, as I go through this, feel free to make any other changes, but that's what I look for. Did you use all the text? Did you use the logo correctly? Are you being creative with your design? And most of all, like video games, have fun with this. Experiment. That's how you're going to learn the program. Okay? Here we go. By the time you're done, what you're going to do is print this, and all you need to do is save. So I'll hit Command S one more time. And since I don't know where you're going to take your file to, typically if you print at school, you need a PDF file. The quickest way you can set up a PDF is File menu, Save As. Right down here, change your Illustrator format to a PDF. Okay, when I go to save that, I'm going to get the PDF dialog box. And what I want to do is set up the PDF preset to a high quality print. I'm not going to make changes so I don't have to preserve the Illustrator capabilities. When I change that, it'll say I modified a high quality print, and I save my PDF. It's going to say, wait, you made a change. Like, yeah, don't show me that again. Whatever. I click OK. Okay, so let's close that up. Now I'm going to open my PDF just to see what that looks like. File and open. There's my Xbox cards as my Illustrator file. There's my PDF. And pretty much looks like the exact same thing, so I'm ready to print. I got a PDF file. All right, I look forward to seeing what you can come up with, and as always, have fun and good luck.